It is a beautiful spring day, so I thought I'd come on here and do just a quick little video telling you what I'm reading this week, since I'm just sitting outside enjoying the sun and doing some readings, and I feel like it's a very liberal artsy week for me, reading all sorts of different things. So I'm taking a classics and art history class called The Nature of Work. That's examining like labor and leisure in classical times, and the reading for that this week was an article called Artisans and Markets: The Economics of Roman Domestic Decoration. And for that class, actually, we got to do a fresco painting workshop. So we got to actually like make plaster and pigments by hand and make our own frescoes in class the other day, which is crazy. And for that class, I'm also working on some independent research projects. So I'm reading about shepherds and like woolworking, and then I'm reading about ancient Roman slate mining in Wales. I'm also taking a class that's listed under History, Africana, Environmental Studies, and Global Studies. And I'm doing our readings for that right now. We are watching two movies. One's called Trophy, it's about trophy hunting, and one is called Operation Noah, which I have not yet read. And the readings are Hunters, Poachers, and the Gamekeepers, Toward a Social History of Hunting in Colonial Kenya, and then Whites and Water, How Eurofricans Made Nature at Kariba Dam. And then the one I'm doing now is called Demoralizing Economics, African Socialism, Scientific Capitalism, and the Moral Politics of Structural Adjustment. In my map making class called Geographic Information Systems, it's not as reading heavy. I just did a reading on value as alpha maps from a cartography textbook, but some weeks we read out of a book called Mapping the Unmappable, and it's about like indigenous African mapping, which is really cool. And we're making maps this week, or at least last week we made maps about climate beliefs and experiences and how that's related to how different counties vote. And then I have my Geosciences senior seminar called Reading Deep Time, which is like a historical geology class. For this class, we spent spring break doing field work in Utah and collecting samples, and it was amazing. The college paid for everything, and now we're analyzing the samples that we did, so we're broken into two groups for the class. So my project is about reefs over time, and so we read papers, one called Early Ordovician Shift in Reef Construction from Microbial to Metazoan Reefs, and the other was Reefs and Reef Limestones in Earth History. And then the other group is looking at skeletal contribution to limestones over time. So we read Coordinated Biotic and Abiotic Change During the Great Ordovician Biodiversification Event, Darwinian Assembly of Early Paleozoic Building Blocks, and Assessing the Role of Skeletons in Early Paleozoic Carbonate Production, Insights from the Cambria Ordovician Strata, Western Newfoundland. And for that class, I'm going to be spending some time down in the thin section lab, using rock saws and polishing slabs and really, really, really thin pieces of rock that we can put under the scanning electron microscope and light microscope to learn more about them. It's a pretty crazy week because I do have rehearsal from 4 to 10 p.m. every day this week, which is a combination of the pit band for the musical Pippin, which opens on Friday, and Berkshire Symphony, which is a semi-professional orchestra that I play in. We have a concert next week, and the Williams Jazz Orchestra, which has our festival coming up. So a lot of rehearsals, but it's been a good time, and just trying to keep up with my classes.